Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Baina and I'm an interior designer and style coach. And today we are going to be talking about how to make cheap curtains look really expensive. This apartment has 14 windows, which is actually a lot for a one bedroom. I'm not really fully done with the design of this space, so I hope you guys will give me, a little bit of grace because there's like a weird heater and I have an air conditioner and some of these things I can't really change with the space, but I have a new solution here in my bedroom for the 5 windows that exist. And I actually feel like they really look great and they cost $30. And then with a couple of additional things that you need to add, it's only like $5 or $6 more. So I'm gonna share with you what I did and also share some of the design logic so you can figure out if this solution is right for you. So I would have loved to do all lavender linen drapes in this bedroom. I'm kind of obsessed with this color. I think it would look really, really beautiful with the pink and the amber pillows that I have on my bed, but they were only pole pocket, not pleated, and they were about $100 a panel. So that would have been $700 for the drapes, and they wouldn't have had the pleating. Even though I'm an interior designer, I'm actually very much like a budget conscious person. Like I just don't shop like that. I don't think I would spend $700 for drapes. I wanted to have a good enough solution that brought height to the room, added a layer of softness, and the IKEA Rivka drapes turned out to be something that suited those needs. They come in a pack of 2 and they're only $29.99, which is an incredible price for 98-inch long drapes, and they are unlined. That's very important. So if you want blackout abilities, these drapes do not do that, but I'll tell you in a second how to achieve that. In order to make them look custom with the pleats are these short neck pleater hooks. They come in a pack with 14 each, and 7 are required for each panel. So each pack of pleater hooks works with a pair of drapery panels. Okay, so in terms of drapery hardware, I ordered a 1-inch rod and I also ordered a 3/4 inch rod. I personally typically like the look of thinner rods because it looks a little bit more modern. Sometimes I feel like really fat rods look a little bit too traditional, and I feel like I kind of already have a traditional bed in this space, so I wanted to create something a little bit more streamlined and modern, and I'm really happy with the drapery rods, but I had to order both and look at them in the space in order to make that decision. So you will need to order the rings in order to do this solution, and my advice for ordering drapery rings is just to order the next size up. If you have a 1-inch rod, you want to order like a 1.5-inch drapery ring, or since I got the 3/4 inch rod, I got like whatever the next size up is. Basically, you don't want huge drapery rings on a thin rod. You just want to go up as much as, the increment allows. This strip right here is what is going to allow you to insert the drapery hooks into it. You can find these separate and actually sew them onto regular drapery panels. I've never done that myself, but I don't see why it would work. The reason the Rivka is such a great option is because it has it already sewn onto it. So the first way you could hang this drape is through the pole pocket. Insert the drapery pole into this, and the finished look will make it kind of look scrunched up, which in my opinion is the most casual and least design professional look. The second option would be to hang them from the tabs here, and that will give a slightly more polished look because it will appear folded as opposed to crinkled, okay? But we wanna go as high-end and designer as we possibly can. So instead, we are going to use the little pockets here. If you can see, they're very small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where we're gonna install the drapery pins in order to give it a French pleat look, where it's pleating in 3 areas, then there's space, then there's pleating. Okay, so let's install a pleater hook into the back of this panel. So we're gonna start after this tab right here, okay? And if you look closely, you'll see there's all these tiny little pockets and they're all in a row. There's 3 rows and you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They all go across that, okay? Each section is from tab to tab, okay? We're gonna work in sections. First step is to take your pleater hook, and what I learned is that you wanna separate it like this. They usually come a little bit more scrunched up, and it's gonna be a lot easier if you just pull them apart like this, okay? You want to make sure your pleater hook is like this, okay? So the curve is going down. Your hook is gonna hold the drapery panels like this. You're gonna start at the first bottom row of these tiny little pockets. We're gonna take the first prong of the pleater hook, we're gonna insert it into the bottom here, and then we're gonna stop and we're gonna count. We're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're gonna insert the next prong. Okay, prong number 2. Okay, then we're gonna count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna insert the third prong. Okay. Gosh, this is tricky. All right, so we've got 3 of them in there, and then we're gonna count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we reach the end of the section. This will give you a triple pleat. Okay, so we've got the first bottom row inserted. We still need to do the middle, and we still need to do the top. So getting the bottom one is the hardest one. Now you're just gonna wanna kind of guide yourself carefully and equally to get those 4 prongs into the next row up. I've got the first 2 in there. Now I gotta get the third. It's a little fiddly. You'll get better at this as you go. Okay. All right, I've got them all in, and I'm gonna slide that gently up. Okay, notice how I'm kind of pushing each center down. That helps a little bit, okay? And then we've got our top row left. Do the same thing, slide those prongs as equally as possible on the same line into that top row. Oop, these 2 need to go in there. Almost got them. I'm using my finger underneath to kind of guide it. All right, I've got them all in. And then you're just gonna press up, and you've got your first section of the pleat installed. We can kind of finesse them a little bit later, but this is what it looks like on the front side. It'll look better when we have them all in there, and you can kind of squeeze it again. We'll finesse it later, but keep watching because this is not over, okay? So now that we have the first pleat installed, you're going to next skip this entire section. Skip one whole section from this string tab to the second tab. We're gonna do nothing here. And then we're gonna repeat the process starting here. So we've got 2 rows, and you're gonna do 5 sections on each panel. And this is what it looks like then. You know? So that when you're skipping a panel, you need that space. These are to hold the ends. There's no pleating required. It'll just give the finished look on the rings. There's 1, 2, 3 pockets, and I chose to do these in the center. And all you do is run them up the center, and that will just hold it on the end of the drapery rod cleanly, like so. Okay. Okay, so the last and final step is to then hang the drape, and it makes it's so much easier if you have your rod up and you already have your rings installed. And if you're doing this on the ends of your curtains, I like to use 2 on the outside of the bracket for the first one, and then this, and then the rest inside. I'm installing this in the center, so I've put 3 on one side and 4 on the other, because each drapery panel has 7 rings, okay? So it's really simple. You just take the little hook starting with the end, and you just place it into the drapery ring as such, and then you just continue and hang them all on there. And that's what they look like, okay? And it's really nice to have these on rings because it makes it super easy to open and close. I think it looks really professional. For like $35, I don't think you can beat that, honestly. So I feel like the overall look and feeling of my bedroom is very dreamy and breezy and relaxed. It feels very much what you want a bedroom to feel like, and I've managed to do that for a pretty affordable price. I would say that these look really great in this space and also in my office, but to be honest, I don't actually like the way these particular drapes look in the living room, because I feel like with my velvet sofa, the fabric is a little bit more refined and the drapes to me look a tiny bit cheap in that space. Also, the lighting is a little bit different. It's a north facing room, and the white is just not quite working with that space. So we're gonna have to come up with a different solution in the living room. The only downside of these drapes is that they are not blackout. That is a little bit of a concern for me. But the simple solution for that is just to pick out some blackout fabric. I'm used to shopping in the LA fabric district, the discount area, where you can get it for like $5 or less a yard. And all you have to do is get enough yardage and take it to your local dry cleaner or tailor, and they can actually sew it on the back of each panel, sometimes for as low as $20, $25 a panel. If you decide to do that yourself, you're just gonna sew it around the top and the sides. You're not gonna wanna sew the bottom. They always leave that flap open. But I feel like for about $35 is a pretty amazing price to achieve a somewhat custom designed drapery look. And let me know in the comments below if you're going to try it yourself. Let me know if you have any additional questions or comments, and I'll link all the products that I used in the description box as well. Hope you guys liked it. Definitely like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.